YouTube part 2 from the Packard Museum in downtown Dayton here. With your name is Neil from the Packard Museum here.
This is a 1937 model. And again, it's a two-door convertible. Well, a convertible coupe, depending on how you describe it. Now again, here's the later hood ornament.
Oh, from the... That's not the same as the other one.
No,
then.
this is a later one.
What is this hood ornament here? I can't tell what that shape is. It looks like some kind of bird or...
Well, I think that's a woman with wings.
Woman with wings, okay.
And there's a name for that, but I can't tell you what it is here.
Now this car looks like, I'm assuming this was restored.
This has at least been repainted.
Yeah.
It may have been a complete restoration, but that I'm not sure of.
This looks like this is the oldest car so far right here. This.
Well, actually, that's a 28.
28, yeah.
So far, we've got a couple older ones here, but this is a special built car. This is a 1928 Speedster, and records indicate that they may have built as many as 3 of these. They were test cars. And what they did was they stripped off anything that they didn't need, fenders, lights, windshield, and they put the biggest motor they had in there, and they went out and tested it. They tested suspension components, and they tested brakes, and they tested all manner of things using these cars on a test track. The other thing that they did with this car that's kind of fun is that they used it for promotional purposes. So there were any number of people who drove these cars that were celebrities at the time. Amelia Earhart and others. There are lists of people that they think drove these cars. Now, a lot of people want to know why the seats are offset. This actually is a result of auto racing, like in Indianapolis, where they had riding mechanics. The mechanic was supposed to be looking for other traffic. They were what we would call today the spotter. But this person was turned around in the seat.
Facing this way?
Facing back, facing to the side. And the driver, obviously, needed shoulder room, needed to be able to shift gears. So they offset them a little bit so their shoulder...
Was this car used in any races?
No, this was not raced.
Now,
although Packard did race, and they raced at Indianapolis.
Indianapolis, okay.
And there's a car in the other building that you'll see.
All right.
That was not only a race car, but a lane speed record car.
All right. We'll get to that here soon. Now, what are these red rectangles on this?
Well, those are vents.
Oh, vents.
They're closed now, but you can open those vents and it will get the heat out from around that motor.
Heater out from around the motor. It's very interesting. First one I've seen that with. Here it is, the Jesse Vincent Speedster, what we just looked at. Guess was this the hood ornament at the time? I don't know.
No, it's the only one like it.
Only one like it.
Yeah.
And this right here is 1918. This is really old.
Yeah, this is an early one.
Looks like the 1918 twin 6 runabout.
Yeah, now that's a 12-cylinder motor. And like it says, $6,280 from Cleveland. You paid the freight. And
how much was freight at the time?
It would probably have been $100 or $200, much less than it is today to move an automobile. Although there were so few automobiles in the country at the time.
Oh yeah.
They weren't set up to move them like we are today with special training.
Yeah, with the stackers or whatever those vehicles are, they use them.
Right.
It's a good, nice fabric right here on this. I noticed this car, the wheel sits a lot closer to your chest than it does on the other ones. I've noticed on that one.
That's from the times. I mean, this is part of the way cars were designed early on. You'll also notice...
For a short person, it probably would be pretty good back then for a...
Yeah, you'd be fine. Somebody particularly rotund might have troubles with it.
Yeah,
But
too big, yeah.
just to explain what's going on here, on this side, you've got your throttle over here, just like your gas pedal, so you can pull this up and set your, just like a cruise control. And on this side, you've got your spark advance. And what you had to do manually at the time was advance and retard the spark for maximum engine performance. That's all done automatically for you now.
Yeah, now this back seat, what's this back seat here?
That's another rumble seat.
Rumble seat.
There's a rumble seat open. And steps on the other side.
Steps on all the...
There we go.
Oh, right here, okay.
Yeah, you would have stepped up probably up on the running board.
Running board, yeah. It's a rumble seat. Next one right here.
Now this is another early automobile. And let me get the date off of it here.
Says 1928 6 convertible coupe.
There we go. That's what we were looking for. Now, one thing of interest.
See the golf clubs in the back.
Well, and you see this side door?
Yeah.
You'll see this on a number of cars. That's where your golf clubs go.
All golf clubs go.
That was specifically made for that.
Was this a popular golfer's car back in those days?
These cars were owned by people of considerable resources.
Yeah.
And they were the only ones playing golf back then.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because for those that may not realize this, I mean, this was, built, these cars are older than the most famous golf tournament in the country, the Masters, because that wasn't even founded till I think 33 or 34 by Bobby Jones. This goes way back before then. Obviously not older than the British Open course, of course, but than the British Open tournament, but see the lady, I guess, or
with the thermometer behind her there.
Thermometer. So yeah, this was tell the thermometer right here on
So
the.
you can tell how warm the car is. And how
Okay.
hot you're running. Now this is a more traditional arrangement where you've got two seats under the convertible top, no side windows.
No side windows.
Nope.
And what's this one?
Well, this is probably, I'm looking for an indication here of what year it is. I think it's a 20, although this does not say. Let's see what else we can
Antique
find.
vehicle. These are all pretty well antiques, I guess. VA, I guess that means
It's a Virginia plate.
Virginia plate.
Yeah. And there's no year on that plate, so there's no way of telling.
I see a pamphlet in the thing, but I'm not sure if that indicates anything about this model. And I see a big,
Yeah, like this trunk.
yeah.
That's pretty slick.
Oh, yeah.
We do have some.
Jack Benny King Gorge.
And some pictures there from the factories.
Yeah, from up in Detroit, I guess.
Yeah.
A visit of Franklin Delano Roosevelt. King George in the back seat of a 39 Packard. Showing some of the assembly. Yeah, it's really tragic when you look at the condition of the current plant, because there's no way it's going to be able to be saved, and it's a really tragic, thing, what happened to it,
Got a couple of interesting automobiles right here. This one, although it looks like limousine,
Limousine.
it is not.
It is not. Indiana license, Indiana tag here.
Packard only classified cars as limousines if they had a divider between the driver and the passengers.
Driver and the passenger. See a nice leather smell, whatever that smell is from there. It can't exactly distinguish what it is, but is that a leather smell or?
No, that's fabric interior.
Fabric interior. It smells good there.
That's a mohair interior.
Mohair interior. And when, what year is this?
This would be from the early 50s.
Or early 50s, so this was one of the last Packards that made. Was this a first gen model from the early 50s of this
Possibly.
particular car?
Most of the post-war cars are across the way in the other building.
Okay. This one looks pretty old.
This one's interesting. You've heard of Procter & Gamble.
Yes, of course, they're local.
This is Procter's car.
Proctor's car.
And he ordered it specifically with no chrome and this three-tone gray paint because he didn't want to have a splashy, fancy automobile. Now this is a 1933, so this one was built at the height of the Depression, and he just didn't want people to think that he was being ostentatious.
Oh, he wanted a rougher looking, more rugged looking car.
Yeah, he wanted the Packard reliability and quality, but he didn't want people to think that he was spending tons of money on an automobile.
And what was this car called again?
Well, it's a 33 Super 8.
33 Super 8.
That's a touring model.
Touring model, there we go.
It's probably, I don't know if that sign tells us. I think it is a straight 8 motor, but it may be a V12.
V12, okay.
I can't tell without raising this. Packard was famous.
Hold on here, get to the shot of this from the front here. All right, now this right here, we're going on to this.
Yeah, Packard was famous for their trucks.
Trucks.
And this one, solid rubber tires.
Solid railroad tires?
Rubber.
Rubber tires, okay. It looks like almost like railroad.
Almost, yeah. But this one would go wide open, run 11 miles an hour.
11, and that was, I guess, considered pretty fast back then.
Well, for 1919. But open cab.
Open cab.
4-cylinder motor.
And this was considered their truck back then?
Yeah. This would have been similar to the trucks that they sent to Dayton during the flood.
Oh, okay, yeah, because the flood happened obviously 6 years before, and I can't really see up the top of here, but oh, actually I could see a little bit in with the camera of the bed of the truck. What's this other car right here on top of that?
That's just a toy pedal car.
Toy pedal car.
That was donated.
It was donated.
Yeah, it's a little toy Packard.
And this right here is a...
Just workbenches and miscellaneous pieces. See, the thing about this building is that this was all service bay.
Service bay.
You see the air and oil and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
They're hanging from, that was there from 1939 when they closed the building.
Oh, okay.
There were even...
and was this the only part of the dealership, this in that building right there?
No, just this building.
So this other building was not original?
Yeah, no, the other building was built much later and didn't get incorporated until they set up the museum. And then they bought that building to go with it.
Okay, and haven't really looked at this one car yet. I guess this is more of the workbench area. The work area right here. Some really old antiques, I guess. Battery condition indicator. Dial check. This is definitely, I'm not sure what this is. Test battery to, oh, this is a charged battery right here, I guess. Multi-battery service area. So. Now this car right here, well, here's the, yes,
This one is interesting because, as you notice, it has a bonus iris
Yeah,
license
Buenos
plate on it.
Aires, yeah.
Now, it's a 1928 car, and again, this would have been a car where they would have purchased the drivetrain and the frame, and then they would have sent it to France, to Hibbert and Darren, to build the body, and then it would be shipped to South America for the owner.
Huh. And what's this is called the Hibbert and Darren
Hibbert and Darren
convertible sedan.
Now, what you can do here, and the reason it's called a convertible sedan, and it's also considered a limousine. You can see the window in here that divides the driver's compartment with the passenger compartment. This top can be opened. So the driver can have an open compartment, or the passengers can have an open compartment. So you can open it either way.
Yeah, I guess this is it from part one, the original part of the building, and
Let's go across to the other building.
all right.
See what's going on over there.
All right, YouTube, we're gonna start another one here. That's it for this one.